Hello guys, welcome to ICT tutorial. Okay, so today we are going to learn about the basics of Microsoft PowerPoint and how to use it. So what we are going to cover is all these topics, all right? It's just very simple. All right, let's get started. So first, of course, you open up the PowerPoint application. So what you will see is all these themes for you to choose. So depending on what type of question it wants, if let's say they ask you to create a new presentation, then you might be able to choose from some of these. All right, now let's start with a blank presentation today. So when you open a blank presentation, you will see a title slide layout. Okay, so this is a slide, and you will have slide layout over here. So slide layout is the contents and the layout of the slide, how it's gonna be. So title slide, usually you will only have a title and a subtitle, which you wouldn't have a place for you to type a content. Okay, so these layouts are very useful. Now, so of course you insert a new slide from here. Okay, and you can change your slide layout here just now. All right, then next, designs and themes. As I mentioned at the beginning, we can always choose a theme at the start of the page, but we can also change it here in the design tab when we don't like it. So let's just say I want this as my design now. Okay, so it's all here. You can click here and then choose any one of it. All right, now next, master slides. Okay, this master slide is very important and most important of all presentations. In every question you have in IGCSE, they will ask you to most of the questions, they will ask you to change or edit the master slide, which is your slide master. All right, so what do you do is, how do you find it? You go to view, and here you can see a slide master. Okay, so you click this, you will go to a brand new view of slide layouts, which you will notice that these are not the tabs that you have at the beginning. Okay, so at the beginning I only have two tabs, two slides. All right, but in your master view, suddenly there will be so many different slides pop up. Okay, this is, bear in mind that this is not the slides that you have outside. This is the master slide that you, once you change something here, it will directly affect what you have outside. Okay, now let's just say, for example, click to edit master title style. So if let's say I change something here, okay, hi, I am Siri. Okay, and then when I close it, all right, I will have it appear here. So it's the master slide that I'm editing. All right, so as you notice, I have changed the word hi, I'm Siri just now. So once I click here, it will disappear. Okay, which is the next point that I'm going. Now, whenever you change a master slide, okay, if let's say the exam asks you to add something, okay, in this title slide, do not change this that we have just now. Okay, click to add title. Do not change this. Okay, because once you change this, click to add title, you will directly affect the words, the instructions of this thing to ask people to click and add the title there. Okay, so if let's say you want to add something new or a new text, insert a new text box instead of using back the same thing here. Okay, so let me do some thing so you can see the difference. All right, so hi, I'm Siri. So all these all these things are exactly the same as what you have in Microsoft Windows, the instructions, okay? Now, so when I add here, hi, I am Siri, and I change here, hi, I am Siri, okay? Now, let's look at the difference. So once I close this view, okay? Now, yes, I can see that I have both, okay? But once I click here, okay, my hi I am Siri is gone, because that's supposedly to be the instruction like this, click to add subtitle, okay? But I have changed the word to hi I am Siri, okay? Now, then next, okay, so next, you notice that this first slide is bigger than most of the slides below, okay? Now this is what I call as the master slide, okay, which is the mommy slide, all right? Whatever that I change here, okay, it will directly change whatever that I have below, okay? Let's just take example. Let's say I would like to add a watermark, okay, for all of my slides. I can always insert a shape, let's say a round shape, okay? So once I add this round shape, can you notice that all of this slide below is starting to have this round shape, except for a few slides, okay? So once I add this in the top slide, which is the mommy slide, okay, and even the positioning, okay, once I drag, everything will start to change according to what I have here, okay? So this editing anything here will directly affect anything below, all right? Okay, next. Now let's move on to animations. Okay, so for animations, you can add animation to every single line, okay? Okay, now for every item that I have here, I can always insert an animation. So I just go to animation pane or animation tab, okay, and I can insert any animation that I want. So once you select it, all right, it will do a short preview for you to see how it actually is, all right. You can also have it in wheel, okay. There's a lot of different selections here. You can play around. Even my personal favorite is this one, comes by word, okay. Now, so on the right hand side, you can see your animation pane or properties, okay. So you can edit a lot of different things, or you can add on a lot of different things, like for example sounds, uh, uh, adjust the timing of this thing, this object to come out, all right. And also edit the text animation, whether or not it's by word or by letter, okay. Now if let's say it's by word, then it will pop up by word. If let's say it's by letter, then it will be by letter, sorry, okay. Now next, you can also uh, put an animation, like fill colors and all this. This is more special types of effects, okay. Now next, we will have slide transition, okay. Slide transition is how the animation goes from one slide to the second slide, all right. It usually will come out in when you go for slideshows, okay. So let's say I put wipe, okay. So they will show you how your slide will appear when you play a slideshow, okay. So let's try and preview. Okay, so one of the preview, okay, so I can have my animation here, all right. So I can select my transition to wipe out again, and then I can have this, I can add my animations. do play around with animation so that you know which what type of animation we have and how does it actually work. All right, so Pin will fiber fill color. Oh, one thing is you can also delete your animation from here if you don't like it, okay? So let's try to have a look at our presentation. So first, slide transition, okay? And then we will have uh, animation, okay? Okay, then if it ends, then click to exit, right? Now, lastly, inserting shapes and decorations, okay? Now, as I mentioned, uh, PowerPoint function is exactly the same as Microsoft Documents, okay? So you can insert any shapes or decorations, okay? Usually exam, they will ask you to decorate or put 3 features for a new slide or on a blank slide, okay? Then you can add all these shapes and features for the exam question. All right, so you can also insert smart arts charts depending on what the question is. Okay, so it's basically the same thing as what you have in Microsoft Words. All right, okay, so I guess that will be it. I will see you in the next episode of tutorial. All right, bye guys. Ciao.